Check.
Checkity, choo.
Do I look kind of dark to you?
Yeah. You're backlit.
Okay.
I could turn more. I could move a lamp over here.
Meh. No, it's fine. It's totally fine. I like being in the dark. Hello, friends, and welcome to an Unexpected Podcast. I'm Ez.
And I'm Lane.
And we're talking Tolkien.
We're coming to you from the Shire of America, the beautiful state of Ohio, in a little village called Amanda.
And today, we're taking a look back on a year of adventuring so far, sharing our favorite memories and reminiscing on the incredible fellowship we have built together.
We have built, right?
And
that's significant to say.
That's me. That's you. That's
this table is international, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
I am. You know how I was actually just doing the compilation, for the 1 year, and I was giddy doing that because we were giddy in episodes 1 and 2, and I feel like again
it's back. The rush is back, man.
It really is.
We had that little honeymoon phase kind of wore off for a little bit, and it was work, and we feel like newlyweds again.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's just different. I have this whole different, I have all this, I don't know, nervous energy. It's crazy.
Well, we were talking about how this setup here, for those of you at home watching, hi.
Yeah.
Took us about as long as our very first setup did.
Dude, I mean,
and it's been, to the calendar today, it's almost been a year since that first episode we recorded.
Yeah, I think we're actually just
2 or 3 days
under
off.
it. Yeah. In 2 days. So, but I mean, it has taken us, honestly, about 3 hours to set up today. Yeah. And the sun is constantly moving in here.
We're battling the natural light, guys. So if I go ghost on you,
we're battling the natural light. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, geez.
But man, I don't know. It's I don't even know.
This would be fun.
Do you know the reason why I'm nervous?
Yeah, tell me why.
Is because
I know why.
You have all of these. It's been a year.
Is it the anticipation?
I feel like we've done a decent job. Okay, I feel like it's been better because everyone has, joined the fellowship. But I'm nervous. I don't want the longer it goes, I don't want to mess it up.
It's a lot of pressure.
I just don't want to mess it up.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah. What do you mean?
There it is.
Tell me. Let's lay down. Lay down on the couch. Tell me what you mean.
What's going? Well, yeah.
I don't think you can.
Do you have some images to show me so I can kind of figure out what I'm feeling?
Oh, ink blots?
Yeah. That'd be great.
They're I think they're upstairs. I can go dig them out though.
That'd be kind of
It's
cool.
always a butterfly.
I would see a Hobbit every time.
Can you imagine? Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White.
That'd be funny.
Gandalf taking Saruman's staff. Wow. Gandalf as a baby.
Breaking.
Gandalf as a young man.
Gandalf as a baby. Wow.
What would that look like?
I don't know.
Let's not get into it. So we're kind of already into it. Let's do some quick counsel. How are you, my friend? How was your birthday? How was Christmas?
Well,
how is today going?
Yeah. Dude, birthday is always and by the way, thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes.
Man, you got some shout outs.
That was fantastic. You guys are wonderful.
That was the plan.
So yeah, it's been great. It's kind of one of those things my whole life, birthday and Christmas are all lumped together.
Mingled.
It's great.
It's like the ring.
Yeah.
Sauron's power mingled into the ring itself.
Yeah.
You and Christmas are one.
We are. Yeah. I've always liked winter and Christmas and, so it's been good. I got to spend some time with my family, got to spend some time with Rachel, my niece.
Yep. She calls, she's making a big call for episode 9.
Yeah. She's calling Luke Skywalker out as the bad man, as the bad guy. So
it could happen. Anything
can happen. Could, which would be a huge twist.
Can you imagine that?
I know. It'd be nuts.
What if he was Snoke? No, never mind.
Anyways.
But life's good.
Yeah, it is good. I'm enjoying break, trying to get some more stuff done. We've been working hard on our plans for the new year, things that are coming up. But
we're dreaming about that studio too.
Oh, we're dreaming hard about the studio. Man. We have actually, before we sign off today, we should give everybody an update. I think.
Yes, we should.
So, yeah. How about you? How you been?
Life's great. Winnie and you share a birthday, so that was really cool to celebrate her birthday. And it's funny that first birthday, it's all for the adults, man. The picture with the cake and opening presents and stuff. That was all for us.
Right.
She was just ready to go to bed, have a normal night.
She's like, what is all this?
Yeah, but it was great. Christmas was awesome. I think she made. I can't believe I'm even saying this. I think she made Christmas my new favorite holiday.
Wow.
And you know me. That's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. So it was amazing to see it through her eyes. The joy of a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
it's amazing. She's coming alive every single day. She's doing something different.
Oh my gosh! Today she was running around this table, like literally just kept going. I was like, "Well, there's one lap, there's two, there's three." Didn't get bored.
I know, and we're starting to play games too. Like she will, I'll come get you. I'm gonna come get you. Daddy's gonna get you, and like crawling around after her, and she will get faster, and she'll laugh, and she'll fall over because she's laughing so hard. And it's cool, man. So she and I are starting to bond more because she's just getting older, and Daddy's a thing now, and it's amazing. Life's awesome. Great. Goldberry's good. It's good. I think I got her a pretty good Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So got her that cool bike, and that was awesome. And then you, dude, look at this.
Hey, I know. I was talking to
swag for days. Look at this.
Jennifer about those. Where is that at? It's Big Fun. It's called Big Fun in Columbus.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of retro, vintage type of toys there. So
and all of you sending us gifts, sending us things in the mail. Holy cow, we're weighed down. I mean,
are we going to talk about that right now? When
you want to? Let's get into it. Yeah.
Is it okay to talk about it right now?
Absolutely. Okay. We can do whatever we want.
Because it's the holiday season. It's a time we're getting ready to start a new year, and we're like reflecting on where we want to go and where we've been and all that good stuff. And we have so many. I am overwhelmed.
Me too.
I am honestly like, I can't stop smiling. I can't stop. I'm nervous. I'm nervous sweating. I am nervous. Everything.
My pits are soaked.
Now. Like, dude, you're pitting out.
Pits are soaked.
I showed up today and Lane's just like, check this out. Check this out. There's just more stuff that everybody keeps sending, and it's just like literally blowing me away. I had to put my head down earlier because I was just like so emotional by some of the things. Our Bywater Post episode. Yeah. Our segment today is going to be huge, so stay tuned for that. But like, okay, I'm just going to say this. Sherston sent me a freaking, flannel,
the
cloak,
right? What you've been talking about, what you've been dreaming of.
I honestly am.
So Sherston, when you come to a long expected party next year, Ezra can get that out.
I will be wearing that.
He'll walk around. He'll speak words of command on people.
Yeah.
What's a flannel word of command? Stay warm. Stay warm.
Exactly. Oh man. I mean, I do in a sense control the weather a little bit with my flannel.
That's true.
Cloak.
That's true. You also provide warmth in another way because you're chopping wood. Lumberjacks are big flannel supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
words can also bring warmth to people. So,
Jeez, we're getting deep here. I thought we were keeping it shallow this episode.
I don't know, man.
No, let's get deep.
Let's get deep.
Yeah.
So many, that's one of like
Chase made a beautiful wooden like medallion thing with UP carved in it. Established 2017 because it really was 2017 when we started.
Really
and he knew that, which is amazing. Sherston also sent Goldberry some candles. She is it a Tom 10, I think, for Winnie, this little guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just crazy stuff. Sent me a mug. This mug I'm drinking out of. I mean, you guys it's amazing what you've done. The gifts you've given us. Jennifer Shepard making like a blanket, a couple blankets for Winnie, and burp cloths and stuff. And your generosity, guys, is so appreciated. And the rush we get when we see the Shire P.O. Box 96, Amanda, Ohio 43102 is like none other.
Oh, absolutely. Well, like we got a message from like Phil Seidel. Something's coming in the mail. Like send us a big message about that. And so, and again, that's just people were sending stuff and we didn't even ask. And so they were asking us, for a way to send us stuff. And I was like, holy smokes. I mean, that's like, what do we do? And then we've talked about the studio and having a place where we can actually put that up. And then your vision of
you're decorating the studio is what you're doing.
Yeah, you're decorating the studio. And then your vision of having the long expected party every year and having it grow. And it's a place people can kind of come see if they, help us support that in the Kickstarter or help us support that through Patreon. Your names are going up on there. I mean, it's I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
So...
Wow,
dude,
amazing. All right, well, let's. You know what? We have no dropping Eves.
Should I calm? I just need to calm down, don't I?
Well,
I just need to take it down a notch. No, I need to just be natural. That's what I think I need to do.
Well, I mean, isn't your excitement natural? I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It's just like, wow.
It's a lot to be excited about.
I'm amped right now.
I know. So dropping Eves, I do have a little bit. Ian McKellen, I can't remember who posted it in the group because there's a billion of you. And I look at stuff and I just read the articles and then Butterbur one thing drives out another, as they say in Bree. And I don't always remember who to give it credit for, but someone found an article where Ian McKellen is explicitly saying, I want to play Gandalf in the show. So it's gone from, yeah, why wouldn't I be involved? Who else could play him? To, I mean, I'd be open to it. To, I want it.
Wow.
So what do you think about that? What do you think about Gandalf being played and reprised by Ian McKellen? Sir Ian McKellen.
This is just kind of, again, weird for me because I just spent probably 6 hours listening to our first 15 episodes.
Yeah.
And to see the evolution and to think about where we've come in a year, in these talks with the TV show, I never thought that we would be, like we'd have one of the original, from the Fellowship, one of the original members, wanting to be back in and reprising. I mean, his role. I mean, that's just it's shocking.
I can't get enough of him as Gandalf. So I'm all for it. If they can make it work, I'm in. Well, I can't imagine someone else taking on that role.
Well, here's one of the things too is that him being Gandalf the Grey. I mean, we've kind of seen the new energy that he comes back when he's Gandalf the White, right? Yeah. It's little more youthful, I guess, if you could call it youthful. I don't know. There's a different type of energy. Yeah. I think he could. I mean, he could play either one still. Actually, I shouldn't. He could. But I mean, it'd be kind of neat to see him, back at Gandalf the Gray. It'd be
blowing fireworks up in the Shire.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
I don't know.
Getting people into trouble. Yeah, I like it.
Well, the thing is, though, if Gandalf is involved, and regardless of who plays him, that narrows down where we're focused at. As to when the Astar, when they were sent.
Yeah, when they were sent in. That's right.
So we'd have to go from there on. That's true. So their arrival would be cool.
That would be amazing.
I mean, that would be really cool.
Maybe his introduction to Aragorn, if we're going down the young Aragorn path. Yeah. Younger Aragorn meeting Gandalf, the role he played in his life. Him introducing him to the Shire and the different evil around, and it'd be really cool. I mean, I don't even know the history of their relationship, all the details that came before, but man, that'd be awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little nugget there. But that's dropping eaves. This is a bonus episode, so we'll do more before, more after. I don't know what's going on right now because this is coming out a week from now. We're in the past.
Yeah. Right.
It's Boxing Day right now.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say. Exactly.
But I think what we kind of want to do is we just want to reminisce. That's what this bonus episode's all about. We're just going to talk about our favorite moments from the past year. It's been a year. Yeah. Sometimes it's felt longer. But then like today, it feels like we were just doing this yesterday.
I know.
At time.
It's bizarre.
Who are we talking about? Tom Bombadil being outside of time.
Yes, we were. And we were even talking about
the episode you just threw together.
Right.
The best of. Yeah.
We talked about Tom, and then we also talked about the portal with the bear whites. I mean, there's some. If you ever wanted like a condensed version of like the reread for book one, go listen to because I did like quick counsel. It's in segments, so it's got the intro, quick counsel, a bit of dropping eaves, and then the reread, and then strawberries with cream. But you could, if you start with the reread and listen, we're in the Shire, and then in less than like 15 minutes, we're at the ford.
Aren't there some theories out there that the fell beast is a DeLorean?
Yeah, exactly.
It came from the old forest.
That's your theory now.
Time travel. So I am a time traveler, so I should know.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
I can't talk about that yet.
Are you going to spoil that, or are you going to wait?
I can't talk about it yet.
Okay,
it's still too. It's a little too raw.
Yeah.
It's my there and back again in a sense. So let's just talk about it. Let's we kind of made a list here of our favorite. I don't think it's in order. I don't think it's the same number even, but we just jotted down our favorite memories from the year. Kind of hard to narrow it down, honestly, but we're going to just sit here and kind of reminisce. So,
well, what I was thinking, do you want to go through, I kind of did mine like in a certain order. Do you want to each of us share our whole list, or do you want to do like back and forth?
We could jump back and forth. Okay. That way, if I have one that's the same as you, we could just talk about that off. Yeah. All right, cool. What you got first?
I called it the meeting in the kitchen.
Meeting in the kitchen. I like that. I like that.
I just like...
That's my number one too, and I have it the get together.
The get together, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like what was funny is we were struggling. We were asking Goldberry, like I think it was in a Discord chat, like, hey, what was the reason that I was coming over? Yeah. Because I know we were trying to, like, I was trying to come down more. I was trying to come see you more. Yep. And I think we were literally just getting together. You had a roast that you were making.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about this.
Yeah.
The roast that So the funny story behind the roast was we have one of those slow cookers that you can set a timer on. So we set it out to cook when we were at school.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got home and it hadn't cooked.
Right.
So it had been out all day. All right. Well, we're like, oh, we'll just cook it overnight and we'll eat it tomorrow.
Right.
So we did that. Then we woke up the next morning. We're putting it, because we're going to eat it for lunch and then have you over for dinner. Have it for dinner.
Exactly.
We're putting it in our Tupperware for lunch and we're like, wait a minute. We can't eat this.
It's been sitting out. Yeah.
It sat out for like 12 hours before we even cooked it. So the roast gave way to, would we get pizza maybe?
Yeah.
Probably from Christie's.
You introduced me to Christie's Pizza. And
what an introduction.
Well, it was funny because I had to go back through, and man, when you think about like the amount of texting that you and I do throughout the week, because we're always sharing, like if something comes up on the phone, like I'll screenshot it, I'll send it to Lane, a picture of something you guys did in the group or whatever. We're constantly talking about our lives or just, interacting with each other on whatever's happening in the world. And then a big part of it is our book club, our new friends, our fellowship. Yeah. And so it took me forever to go back and find the actual first day, like when did I come over? When did we start having the meeting?
It kept that long. Like that's a lot of text messages.
Yeah, my phone's bogged down.
I just envision you and Gondor just.
Oh, dude, it was sitting there. Have you seen
pouring over the text? Like smoke.
There's like the meme. It's like the Stephen Colbert meme, and he's just like throwing papers. He's just like looking through stuff. It's just like that's me in text message form. Like, and actually, what's funny is I got all the way to the beginning of January and my phone crashed.
Holy cow.
It was so much. It's an old phone.
I had to go back.
But I went back and I found it. And I was super stoked because we had that, I think it was like December 3rd or 6th. I can't remember now. I screenshotted them and I sent them to you though. So I could actually probably pull them up here. And we were, so we came over for pizza, but like, it was funny. It was, maybe it was the 13th, because afterwards, like all of a sudden there's just this like, never in like this stream of text messages about Lord of the Rings. I was actually coming over to watch Fellowship.
No way.
Yeah, I was coming over to watch Fellowship, and you said which version, and I said, or I think I said extended edition. You're like, that was not even like, I don't know why was no there's no choice here, bud. It's that's the way it is. So let me see if I can find these real quick, because
that's funny.
These text messages are awesome.
That was actually my number one too. And just how the whole we've talked about over and over and over again, making sure our conversations are organic, that that this whole thing just kind of, but because it came from that idea that it started organically. Yeah, it wasn't a big plan. It wasn't anything that we had been scheming over for a long time. It was unexpected. That's why we wanted this to be our book club name, an unexpected podcast, something that came out of nowhere. Like any good adventure, like the best adventures, they come out of nowhere, out of the blue. And that's it's crazy. That's crazy.
Here we go. Can I do a reading real quick?
Absolutely.
Just for some of this.
Let's get into the text.
So that is, oh my gosh, man. This is December 6th, December 7th, I think. And like I'm picking up a couple drinks for us or whatever. And so I sent you a picture of my drinks, and you're like, Mordor, Frodor, something I don't even know. Like you're just going nuts, right? And I laughed. And then you were like, was going to do a roast, but pizza sound okay? So I didn't know what that was about. And then you guys told me the story. And if so, what kind you dig? We've got a great place here in Amanda. And I was like, dude, pizza's awesome.
How many times have you had that pizza since?
Oh, so like, yeah.
Every week.
Almost every other week. Yeah. Wow. Which is great. So then you're like, yeah, I just left school, be there in around 10 minutes. I was like, okay, cool. And back again, one of the things with Sarah and Lane is like the constant, like, dude, what do you want on your pizza? And it's like, I don't care. Yeah. But like I can tell that you guys maybe do, or that you wanted to make sure that we
want you to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
we want
and so I was like, I was like anything, and we go back and forth for a little bit. Like, no, seriously, what kind of pizza do you want? And I was like, I like anything. I can handle anything. And I actually, it's the only time I've ever came to Amanda this way. I went through Lithopolis.
Oh yeah,
remember that? And so I came through that way, and I was
that
like,
old library. Gym. That library is beautiful. Look up what is it called? Is it Wagnalls? library. Look that up, guys. It's amazing.
It was beautiful. Yeah. So we did that, and you were like, it's gorgeous, exactly. And then I just kind of was driving around Amanda, taking a look in, and so it's December 7th.
Wizard. What a wizard.
That's December 7th, and you're like, dude, get over here. I know it's gorgeous. Get over here, you know. And then actually December 8th, you actually texted me the unexpected podcast, and then we changed it to an unexpected
podcast. Oh my god!
It's just to see the evolution is so crazy. You're like possible segments, you know, second breakfast, share the load. We had all sorts of just segment ideas.
Just the synapses were firing, man.
Oh,
Maybe that's why I'm so tired now.
Maybe, yeah, because it was like literally, it goes on for days.
It's crazy,
and it's just back and forth constantly. It's nuts. So
wow.
I mean, we had been texting a lot before that because I even went back, you know, clear into like October and stuff.
Yep.
You know, we were doing different things, but
our
was
friendship was rekindled. You know?
Oh yeah, it was and it just got to that point where we're kind of like, should we, you know, make this happen? Yeah. Looked at each other at the same time. Sarah was there. She watched the evolution of that. She was pregnant with Winnie. And
she encouraged it all. I mean, we wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for her, because that was a huge thing.
Because you guys were about to have Winnie.
I know.
And I was kind of like, oh man, like we have to wait and give him 6 months, or you know, just kind of hold off a little bit. And it was literally, you know, Sarah saying like, no, you guys need to do this. You need to do it now.
Yeah.
Like the energy. It's almost like we've been talking about with the studio, when the energy's there, when we're excited about it, and you know, I don't know. It's just, I've also been kind of living my life that way, sort of like, let's just go now. Yep. Let's just, like with the Scotland trip with my dad, I'm like, if we push it off, we're not going to
do it now. You might never.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So let's live and let's do that. Yep. So it could just, I don't know. The meeting in the kitchen.
The meeting in the kitchen.
So
the get together. That was my number one too. It was. It just set the tone for everything. It really did, man.
Yeah, it did.
What else you got?
So I have Goldberry, my new friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not. It was like funny situation here with Lane. Can I tell this? Just about. So
of course you can.
I used to see pictures of like Lane and Sarah, and what's funny is like,
oh yeah, what you originally thought of?
Yeah, what I originally thought. And so like when I left Lane, like I went and he was a year behind me in college, and so I started my full-time job. You know, you guys have heard on appendices. My mom got sick. My second year of teaching, I changed everything. You know, moved back home, all that good stuff. And so that's kind of how we, you know, I would see you on a golf course randomly with Jimmy and different stuff. Right. You know, I'd see you around town and say hi and stuff. But you know, it was just such an abrupt sort of thing. I mean, I was transitioning into working. And this
sounds
you were transitioning into like the love of your life.
Yeah.
You know,
this also sounds dumb to say, but even 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, social media wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't keep tabs on people as easily, or, you know, keep in touch with what's going on in their life in the same way as you can now. Well, even texting, we weren't big texters.
No, we had to this day, I'm not very good at getting back to people. Yeah. And I see my kids at school all the time go through this. Like, it's like 5 minutes goes by and like they left me on open, or they left me on unread. And it's a thing.
It's different from us.
That they're dealing with. And I'm like, man, I used to do the T9 texting.
Yep, I have my T-Mobile.
I had a flip phone for the first 2 years. So that whole time period I'm talking about, like I had people's numbers still memorized, you know?
Right.
Like it's crazy. But anyways, when I first started seeing pictures of like Sarah, I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I'm not so sure. She seems kind of like snooty. And I had a couple.
Is that what you said? Hoity-toity?
Yeah, maybe. I was kind of like, I have a couple of friends too who, you know, their significant others were kind of like,
it's always a delicate thing.
You never really, it's sort of like, man, you're stepping into my life here with my buddy.
Right.
What's going on? You know,
it's a hard balance to strike, man.
But man, when I really got to kind of meet her, actually it was clear back. It was well before the meeting in the kitchen. You know, the first time I came over here, what's funny is you guys were pregnant with Winnie at the time.
Yep.
And I had just recently become pregnant, and Sarah, I walk in here and Sarah just literally pulls me in for a big hug, and like
so she is
just embraced me, and like I don't know, she's just such a good person and such a good friend, and it's like so awesome. You were saying the other night, like I'm texting your wife late at night, like, what should I get you guys in the morning? You need coffee? What's going on?
It was last night. Yeah.
I even pretended at Starbucks. I was just like, hey, so like my best friend's pregnant wife needs these ham and cheese.
I think you said sandwiches. My wife, didn't you?
Okay, maybe I did. Because at first they were kind of grumpy about it.
They don't want to make you sandwiches?
Well, I was like, how many do you have? You know, because I was like, maybe she needs more than one, you know? So,
or we need one too.
And then I was like, do you have 3? So I went nuts.
I asked for 1 sandwich from your coffee shop.
And
you gave me 3. Gimli.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I mean, if it, truly, like, and I don't like doing stuff without Sarah's like blessing, really, in a lot of ways. If because she has to be all in too. If she's not all in, it's not going to work. No. She has to believe in it as much as I do, as much as you do, and so that was important to me too. So that kind of ties in with our first memory too, of being in the kitchen, and we were like, we were kind of like, nah, you know, maybe later. We were content to kind of push it off a little bit, I think, and say, let's wait, you know. The timing would be good now, but let's just see what happens. And she was the one who said, you guys have to do this now. You have to. And we had kind of had that experience. You had us on for Rebel Watch, and we had a good time, and it was just a cool little taste of what that would be like to work together. And
well, something funny too with that was that like we actually had scheduled to record our first episode much earlier, and you guys actually had Winnie, and you sent me a text like, hey man, we're gonna have to postpone like the first recording session because you know, Sarah just went into labor.
And then we ended up not even waiting that long. It was like a week after she was born.
I know. It was like, you're like, hey, man, you want to head over? Because
it was Sarah. It was Goldberry who said, just get it done.
What was that special marker that we were trying to hit the Tolkien's birthday?
That's right. Yeah. That's true.
And
that was
so
the deadline we had.
We were really trying to push ourselves to hit that deadline and release our first episode. And we did.
That's right.
So,
wow.
I know.
This is really cool to stop and think about. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Mine, my next one is episode 1, the setup, the lost footage, the sweat, and the smiles.
Yeah.
So I'll go through those a little bit. The setup you guys have heard about. I think we talked about it in the very first episode, many meetings.
I think we talked about it for like 3 episodes in a row.
Probably. Well, it kept getting progressively shorter. But it was crazy. I mean, originally we actually planned on doing it in that pub table in the corner.
Can you imagine? No, I can't.
Like, how dumb is that?
I had the picture that you sent me. You're like, hey, what do you think about this?
And it would have been a cool idea because I was thinking cozy, intimate book club, right? You're gathered at the pub. And it's a cool antique piece that we got out of. It came out of an old pub somewhere. I don't know where. And then we're like, nah, we're going to need more room, man. This thing tiny. I mean, it's like literally 2.5 by.
Our knees would have been touching
2
the whole time.
Yeah, it would not have been good. Well, you would have liked that.
I would have loved it.
And then we were like, man, we got to move something bigger. Let's do the dining room table here. And it was just, and all this equipment was new. You had just bought it. It was like Christmas for you in many ways.
Well, when you said I'm in, I said
you went nuts.
I was like,
you went nuts. You're
Merry
like,
Christmas.
Let's do it. So you got all this new equipment. We're setting it up. Testing out at the same time. The sweat, where the sweat comes into play, just from the tips of your hair, just dripping. That's where, when Ezra starts sweating, it's the tips of his hair.
It's fantastic.
I don't know how that happens, but all the sweat follicles are in his hair follicles, I guess, or sweat glands. So yeah, there was sweat, and then I just remember that picture is perfect. We got to recreate that today. We're reaching across the table.
Yeah.
Ready?
We're doing it right now.
Let's do it right now. Let's get a little test. Our hands are interlocked.
Yep.
And we're looking and smiling at the camera. I mean, it was just great. And that was the kind of energy. We felt so happy and enthusiastic and just to be on this journey. And then, of course, there's the lost footage. We actually recorded that first episode. We had 2 cameras we set up. We recorded it. And we have it somewhere.
Yep, it's on. I think I actually have it on my Mac.
It'd be kind of cool to like release that someday, but
it's a silent film.
That's right. Oh yeah, there's no audio, is there? Well, we could take the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I think we just didn't have it synced up or something. Yeah. So
I mean, it was just cool, like to think about, because we don't stop and think about how far we've come very often, because we're doing it all the time. Yeah. And it's cool to look back and go, wow, we had no idea what we were doing.
No.
And there's a lot of stuff we still don't know how to do, but we've learned. It's just cool that not only are we learning more about Tolkien, but we're learning more about how to do this. You're always talking about the audio quality, refining that. Our flow is better, our setup, our preparation. It's just, I don't know.
Well, what's funny is if most of you are probably listening to this on iTunes like you typically do, or wherever on the podcasting format. Yep. But the fact that we're recording it, you actually get a chance to see, like Ez will sit here and I play with my microphone a lot. Okay. Yep. And I also look at the levels constantly. and I just realized like 4 or 5 times I've done it. I'm like, Stop.
My favorite is when, and we might get to it. I don't know, because I don't know how long we're going. My favorite is when you're just like,
yep. Let's wrap it up. Right. Exactly.
And that's my son. I'm like, come on, man. Let's do a 5-hour episode.
Well, what's kind of neat is you do get to see our facial expressions and how we kind of communicate without actually,
What's not visible is under the table. Right. And there's a lot of foot touching. Mine are retracted up under my chair.
Well, I had to move back. You are now like the sun is.
You know what I kind of like? I think I'm looking like Strider in that booth.
Yeah.
Do I kind of look like Strider in the booth?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I'm all for that. I am totally, There's you're gonna be able to see the sun moving, passing through the windows. They sit there a long time.
Hey man, we moved the cameras like 5 times.
I know we did. I know they're staying there. So that first episode was awesome, man. It was again, like if we had any kind of, I think in the back of our minds too, we thought, well, if this doesn't go well, we don't have to do this. Like if something doesn't feel right or if it's not fun, and it's always been fun. It's never not been fun, even if. There have been days where I'm tired or maybe not as prepared as I should be or whatever. We always end up having a good time no matter what.
Right.
That's cool. So.
We do. Yeah. That's our friendship. That's your guys' positivity.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. It's crazy to think the influence that we can have on each other from around the world. It's absolutely
mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. Yeah. So
yeah. All right. What you got next?
Yeah. So next up for me is just meeting Winnie. Yeah. I put that in there, which was a big deal because you've always said, that like our podcast is as old as Winnie.
Yeah.
And so it's an easy way to kind of keep track of. It's like, in a couple of years, I'll be like, Winnie, how old are you? Okay.
Oh yeah. 2 years.
So, all right. Awesome.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a cool thing. And we've had her, in front of the microphone. She's been in a lot of the videos. She's just going to grow up with, with you. It's just kind of a cool, I don't know. When you think of like, it takes a village, that whole kind of, that saying, it makes it in a weird way like we do kind of have our own fellowship, our own village, our own community, that supports each other, and I don't know, something fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, even if you think about like Jennifer making that stuff for Winnie and sending it into her. If you came to the Long Expected Party, you met her. Something crazy about having a baby. I don't know. It I don't know. It's nuts. It changes everything. And I think that used to scare me. I thought like, well, I don't want to change. I don't want to be different, but it makes you better. It's not a bad change. It's the best kind of change. So having her, and then seeing you guys, build a friendship and a relationship, and you're her uncle, it's wild, dude. It's wild. It was Christmas. You texted me and you're like, hey, tell Winnie I love her and she's a part of my life, and that's just, I don't know, it's stuff that doesn't, I don't know. I don't see any other friend that regularly. Dude, it's pretty wild. You really are. She has seen you more than her real uncle, like her real uncles,
It's great. It's absolutely crazy. So like, I think I didn't even really notice it. Sarah notices it like I think more than maybe you and I do, but like I'd come in and I didn't realize, but like Winnie would see me and she'd come and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and so it makes you think about the influence and the impact that you just have on everyone that you encounter, and you want that to be a positive influence, and it kind of it's a weight. It gives you this more like, whoa, okay, I gotta,
oh yeah,
I'm a part of this person's life, which is crazy, and it's an honor actually. So
absolutely,
that's why I wanted to make sure I put her in that list. So she's just like my little niece Rachel, and I love both of them so much. So
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Next, I've got. Let me see here. Well, just kind of the people we've gotten to meet. Talking about Tammy.
Yeah.
Tammy Lane. That interview we had with her, which was unbelievable, and getting to meet Billy. I lumped them together. They're people that worked on the films.
I kind of did too. Yeah.
In a pretty big capacity, and I think what I was struck by was I always envisioned like if I met someone in that kind of role who helped create this world, both in front of and behind the camera, that, they would make sure that I remembered that they did that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, yeah.
I'm this person. I did this. Don't you forget it.
Right.
Like, you're a fan.
Yeah.
And both of those people made me feel more like a friend than a fan.
Uh-huh.
And that's powerful, dude, because that they have every right to make me feel like a fan. and their generosity, their warmth, their genuine nature was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like Tammy, how long did we end up talking to her? Like 2 or 3 hours on the phone?
Well, yeah, that was just what was recorded. I mean, we talked to her for probably 3 hours if you really look at it. I mean, we were...
And she worked with us. She had terrible service, so her call kept getting dropped, and she kept calling us back. Like she wanted to make it happen.
We're flying out to her next time. Which
we need to go visit Tammy. And then meeting Billy, just again an unexpected thing. You had planned on going. You went. You met him.
Yeah.
Got the picture signed, and I said, "Dude, I gotta go with you the following day to thank him."
Yeah.
And we show up, and we get to talk to him, and he gives us fatherly advice. He tells us about working on the films and just his own personal life. It was amazing.
Pulls out his phone, shows us like his son on Instagram.
That's right. That's right.
Like it was just funny. It was funny too because I remember when he pulled out his phone. This is so fanboy. He pulls out his phone. He pulls up his Instagram. And I was sort of like, okay, memorize that name. Memorize this username. I was like, I gotta go find him right after this. So it was kind of cool. But it was just a genuine. Just a good person. And not everybody who works on I don't know. I mean, we've not met. I mean, maybe everybody's super chill like that or whatever. But we've gotten really blessed in who we've met. Yeah. In regards to the films. Yeah. So.
And just not what I expected. Again, something unexpected, and it was something I'll never forget the rest of my life.
Good people.
Yeah. So I want to reconnect with them again somehow. So we'll have to.
We're working on
make that happen. Yeah.
That's part of our New Year's sort of goals. Resolutions.
Yeah. What you got, bud?
All right. Well, I think one thing I had listed here before right after Winnie, I had listed the book club, more friends, a fellowship, and I mean it. I really mean it. It's crazy. I remember some of the first people who were kind of coming into the book club, sharing their stories and kind of some people who had reread the series every year since they were young kids. Yeah. And they had been there on their 15th, 6th, 20, whatever it may be. Yep. Like it was an insane amount of years where they had reread the series. And then we had literally the next day we'd have somebody coming in saying, I've never read the books, but I've always wanted to. Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it's so interesting to me that we had people on both ends that get along and that really understand
one another.
Yeah, they want other people. I mean, I look at it like, as your kids kind of grow up, you want to share that with them, and even friends that we have who haven't read the stories. If you hear about a new book that I haven't read, like let's share that, and I don't know.
It's a cool way to connect with people, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's an amazing way to like a shared story, a shared experience, something that you love that brings you together and you can relate to in different ways or the same way. And really the cool thing about it is you learn so much about other people from talking about the book. You find out, even someone's favorite character, you learn a lot about that person. You're like, oh, okay. That's either something that, that character embodies something that they have within them or something they want to aspire to be. And we know those characters so well in this story that it levels us up in our friendship, kind of, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
does.
All right, man, I understand him a little bit. I understand where she's coming from, who he wants to be someday, and like we talked about, I'm a Butterbird, but I'd love to be an Aragorn, right? I'm a Hobbit, but in my dreams, I'm a warrior, something mightier. But it's just cool. Like
it's a bridge. It's sort of like a bridge to help kind of make those connections. Yeah. So
and geez, dude, I mean, it's to the point now where it's like we get on that group and it's who's this person? Whoa, there's a new person here, a new person there. Yeah. But the really cool thing is you guys don't even need us. Like you're coming together, you're making friendships, you're forging bonds, and it's like we can just step back and go, this is pretty cool.
Well, we got people meeting up in different places around the country, kind of like doing things together, and it is so. You guys were blessed. I mean, like I love watching that just as much as I love participating in it. Being a witness to something like that is pretty awesome. Yeah. So I don't know. I had to bring up the book club and the friendships that we've created and the friendships to come because, if you're someone who has been listening, you're catching up. We see your posts. We see the new people who come in and respond, and we approve all the new members into the group. You know, that's Lane and I. So we definitely, you know, we know who you are. We see you, and we encourage you.
Time to catch up with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's really what it is. And so sometimes, you know, we do want people to, you know, get out there, kind of take that step and post something in the group. You know, let us know who you are, and you just watch. The group will welcome you. We'll be there too. Yeah, and it's fantastic.
It is, man. It's awesome. Oh, geez, what else? I have a bunch of stuff here. I mean, Drinks at the Dragon was fun.
Yeah.
You know, just letting the movie play and playing that drinking game. That was a blast.
Could you imagine if we would have finished the movie?
I would have vomited. I would have vomited ever. I felt sick as it was.
Me too.
And having Goldberry officiate, that was pretty fun. And it was probably more fun to live it than it would be to listen to again. Like, I'm sure it's not that funny.
No,
for someone who wasn't there, but
it would have gotten a lot funnier if we would have kept going too.
I'm getting hot. The shirt's coming off. Oh. If you could play a Lord of the Rings drinking game with a good group of friends, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The name game.
Yeah,
you know, something that has. Well, we'll talk about that later. But just doing that every episode is pretty fun. And you know, at first I was like, we need to do this. This needs to be a regular segment. And you're like, this is kind of. It's a little goofy, Lane. I was like, I know. I said, but there were people who love it. I promise you. And it was just cool to see that people do get into it. They make up their own names. Right. They think it's funny and goofy, and if you don't like it, you can just skip over it too, and that's okay.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
That's the cool thing about the episodes too.
Yeah.
Big one was Ephraim's version of "Come Back to Me," and the timing of that.
I know.
And how I can't even think about that without thinking about Arwen, you know. And like a year ago, she was here. She'd sit right beside us. You know, right now you might be able to see her tail flapping in the background and hear the click clacking on the floor, and how that's still
checking up on everything.
Yeah, I still miss her just as much, and but the fact that she's tied to this experience too means that. You know, her memory will live on in even more powerfully than it was before. The fact that she even got to live with us towards the end of her life was awesome. And so our little pointy-eared elf princess, miss her a lot, man. You know, she used to, we'd come in, we'd sit on the couch, and Winnie would be there. And Winnie was tiny, so we would just be holding her or helping her crawl.
Right.
And Arwen would be in her spot on the couch, you know, just sitting there, taking it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like from what I remember too is that, you know, Arwen would check on things. You know, Arwen would just check in to sort of make sure everything was okay. She'd go upstairs and check on Sarah and Winnie, and then come back down here and check on us and set up shop. And then when it was time once we went to bed, I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, she waited for us to kind of...
Yeah, because she would always sleep upstairs with Sarah and I, but, you know, we'd be down here 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
She'd be right over there.
Right.
On her bed. Just, she would not go to sleep until we were, you know...
Yeah, she might nod off or something, but she was always aware. She was
on watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was... I always felt like... I don't know.
And those were dark times. I mean, those were, you know, the Black Riders were around.
Exactly.
And we didn't know what was going to happen. And we were really close to evil. Closer than we've been yet.
We had bats. Stuff,
we had winged beasts, you know, fell beasts flying around.
Right.
And she was always there to watch on us, or, you know, watch over us. So, but the song, that song, I think of that song and I think of her, and I know it's not what Ephraim intended, but that's a beautiful, memory for me. So, yeah.
Well, one thing, just on that note, that I learned, and I learned this from Arwen, was the spirit that animals have.
Yeah,
I've never been much of a we had cats. We had cats growing up, and I got close to this cat that I had growing up, which was Goliath. You know.
Oh, that's a sweet name.
It's a sweet name, but Goliath was actually a female, and we didn't know. So we were like, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Goliath? You could have changed it.
So. But it was sort of like, I get kind of, you know, when she passed away, what that was like. And it was like, it dawns on you at that point that, like, wow, they had a nature and a spirit to them, you know?
And Tolkien, you know, we see him pay homage to that time and time again. You know, the Silent Fox, recognizing Shadowfax as this lord of creatures.
Right. Yeah.
Even Bill the Pony. We talked about Bill, and
right.
Katie Serva made that awesome sticker of Bill the Pony that's in my fellowship book. You know, and yeah, and actually it was pretty eerie. I don't know if I've ever shared this. I posted it on my Instagram, just the moments, but that night there was this beautiful. Her harness was pink, and her nose had like a real pink color to it, and even her fur sometimes was kind of a reddish, orangish, pinkish color. Yeah. And my parents took her in, and they put her to sleep and everything, and came back, and that night there was this pink sunset, and it came out of nowhere, and Sarah caught it. We were in the living room just like watching a movie or something like you do, and she came out to the kitchen to get something. She said, "Lane, you got to come see this." And so I thank God I had the foresight to go grab my camera. Yeah. I went out, I took a picture of it, and it was this beautiful, what did my dad say? My dad said, creation honoring, the passing of a great one. And I was like, yeah. And then it was funny the next morning. So he had that to go to sleep, and then there were these beautiful stars came out. And we talk about the elves and their connection to the ethereal beings to the night lights, and that was also just kind of twinkling. Right. And then the next morning, gray skies and rain and this rumbling thunder. And I went out on the front porch, and she loved being on the front porch. She always wanted to run away, but she loved being there. And I took a video of this because I thought to myself, the world's weeping. Our corner of the world is crying right now.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, and, rumbling at the loss of an important creature. And if no one else to us.
That great spirit.
Yeah. So that's hard. That's hard. So and if you think about that too, the great life coming just in 1 year within the life of this book club, great life coming in, my beautiful daughter, and life passing on. Yeah. In Arwen. So. Yep. Yeah. So,
well, and it's like some of the work that we look at, some of Tolkien's work is about, life and death. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
It's so I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's all about that.
Wow,
and the passing of
deep there, man. Yeah. Oh, that was good. But Thanks for sharing that, man. That was
I had some other silly stuff. How many? What else you got there, brother?
Well, one of the things I had was the
Black Rider,
Black Riders, which I thought was kind of a hilarious sort of time, where we were. Oh,
is there any way you could plug me in?
Oh yeah, here. What's up?
Is this breaking the fourth wall?
Yeah, this is totally breaking the fourth wall. But yeah, so I'm
about to die.
The Black Riders, though.
Black Riders.
Yeah, talk about that for a second.
Well, we were just sitting here minding our own business, meeting.
We're gonna break something in here.
It's organic, guys. And I think we were talking about the Black Riders, weren't we? We were in that chapter.
We're in the shop. We were near. Were we in Crick Hall? No.
I think we were on our way. We're going through the Marish, weren't we?
They were in pursuit.
I think we were. So. And it was a dark night, my friends. It was a very, very dark night, and things were happening. And you kept seeing or hearing or noticing something just out the window, and then the rain began to fall. And it was just a very I don't know. It was like one of those times we talk about the story in real life, kind of reflecting. And I think you said you saw something passing by the window, and I don't know, man. I don't know if that was just you. I don't know if that was Sauron messing with us. I'm not sure what that was, but
it's fantastic.
It was. It just built the mood.
Well, it's one of those like several silly things sort of happen in that first Fellowship reread where we're up late. I mean, just different things that
you hear
happen.
Things, you see things.
The bats came out.
A bat flies out. While you're trying to record.
I mean, it's just the funny moments, I guess, is why I put that in there.
Yeah,
so
super memorable.
Yeah. And can I mention real quick? Can we just to jump off of that?
Yeah.
So after we would finish the reread, we would have appendices.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are some gems that we just can't share.
No.
There are some appendices that are just
it's a different level
secret. That honest to God, we are going to have to make like a super secret, or like they're going to have to go to the top tier, like the Valar, like the Maiar, like they're going to have to be exclusive.
You really have to love us to be able to appreciate them, I think.
Yeah,
and realize that we're joking around,
and realize that we're kidding, we're teasing, because they just go in such a way that like I don't know, and they're just dumb stories. It's so,
oh yeah, it's ridiculously stupid.
It's you and I learning more about ourselves, sharing things that we're like challenging each other to share something that we've never shared.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, whoa.
And usually on the spot. There's there's no prep for any of that stuff.
Right.
So we don't even know what we're going to talk about half the time.
Right.
It's like an after hours kind of show. Yeah.
It gets wild. But so the ones that we do post have been fun, and we've had
awesome.
some cool feedback from people.
And actually, my next one is kind of goes along with that. I just put Kyle Mooney.
Yeah, Kyle Mooney.
Because we have a lot of downtime too in between, and we just, Kyle Mooney is a comedian who does these hilarious interview videos. He's on SNL now.
Yeah.
But this is also helping because I think sometimes we always do a good job of explaining our references, but I think maybe we do them so quickly that people are like, oh, what are these guys talking about? So go look up Kyle Mooney.
Okay.
Kyle interviews.
Yep.
And we would, in between to break a laugh or whatever, we would, look up something stupid or, hey, have you seen this? Have you checked this out on YouTube? Just ridiculous stuff. So that kind of background, I imagine like hobbits around the campfire just giggling while the wiser ones are out checking the borders and we're just goofing around.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like.
That's like a Merry and Pippin type of thing, It
is.
At the same time, though, I feel like we can have super mature, serious, deep conversations, but...
yeah, we can.
We can. But then, like, we love those moments to just sort of unwind and...
They're great.
They're
great.
So, how's that sun treating you over there?
It's good. I think I've passed it by.
Good.
I could even. You want to scoot this towards you a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. We're literally moving the
set.
We're literally moving the table right now, and I have to scoot back. That's hilarious.
All right, whew, that's good. I feel like I can see you now. I've had I know what it's like to have that glare, bro.
Hey, now the glare is serious.
It is.
So
not to be messed with. What else, man?
Well,
this is great.
The next thing I had here was like the this. We might get out of order a little bit, but the long expected party.
Yeah.
So that was huge. It was like that was a big undertaking. And like we had just really started to kind of we did the first t-shirt order, and then right after that we had another big expense, which was the party.
Yeah.
And so we had like back-to-back things, and we honestly, full disclosure, didn't make a dime off of any of that stuff, which is fine. That's not what we want to do. Yeah. But like that was sort of, we were like, holy smokes, we are literally moving in a direction, like we were growing so fast. We had so many new members. We were trying to meet that September 22nd, deadline.
Which was on a Saturday, which is perfect.
Which is on a Saturday,
That's what spurred the whole idea, too, is we looked ahead and we were like, oh my gosh, September 22nd is on a Saturday this year. This is back in like March or April.
Yeah.
We were like, what if we just had an open invite and had people come down to Amanda and started an annual thing?
Yeah, and here's the thing. So
it was amazing.
So Lane said that, and full disclosure here, all right, he doesn't even know I'm
you were sweating from the tips of your hair.
I was really nervous. I was like, I am never a dream like crusher. I am always just sort of like, okay, let me hear what you have to say, and then let me see how can I help you achieve that? How can I help us?
You're a dream builder, my friend.
Accomplish that.
Yeah.
And you were dreaming big, and I was like, oh, here, okay. And I got like, as we're getting closer, I started to think, I wonder if Lane forgot about that. And then I was like, Lane's like, nah, man, I've created the Facebook, like invite, like it's.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna say it on the podcast, and I'm like, holy smokes.
I think one of my favorite memories though was because we did a lot of rushing around. Erica Barnes can witness that because she probably saw us dash around the backyard.
We almost got struck by lightning. Yeah,
hanging light. Yeah, that's right. The lightning storm that came, hanging lights up and putting paper lanterns around and stuff. Right. And my favorite was being in the garage. We had this whole idea to get a banner made, and we were going to get one made, and it fell through. Right. I just didn't have enough time to get it done.
Yeah.
And I had this canvas laying around. I was like, what if we just painted this thing, man?
Yeah.
So we went out in the garage, pulled up the picture of the Bilbo Happy Birthday banner, and painted it in the garage until it was probably like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
At least sat there and just kind of hung out, listened to good music.
Yeah.
And got to make that. It was just a cool moment.
Well, and actually ended up that banner looks a lot more like something that would really have.
I think so.
That they would have done in the Shire.
Yeah.
So
pretty neat. And that's still there. We're going to keep that.
Yeah.
And hopefully that thing gets tattered and beat up and can last throughout the years. So
it was really cool.
Yeah.
So,
man, I don't know.
What else you got? You got something else?
I do. I have whispers and rumors, man.
Whispers and rumors.
I just feel like there's a podcast that shall not be named and it might be our greatest idea ever.
Oh yeah.
So the kind of the cool thing that's happened through this is we've also thought of other things to do together.
We have.
And that's all I'm going to say is that, you know, this is your, you know,
I'm grinning ear to ear.
I'm not going to say anything
because I just
but,
can't.
But you know, we've sat together and dreamt of other things that we could do. And you have an idea that is awesome that we are going to pursue. Am I saying too much?
No, I'm about to say a little bit more. So,
and that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Or at least we wouldn't have been doing it together if this hadn't happened. And that's kind of cool because you're always looking for your next adventure too. You know.
Well, sure, and you know, like we've talked about getting the studio out here, which is, you know, prompted us to kind of say, okay, we have this. We're, you know, obviously we're going to keep doing our book club is going to go on for. I mean, we've got decades. The show. It's literally the rest of our lives. Yeah. So we've got that. We've got Goldberry working on possibly something, and it's neat. I mean, I'm actually planning. So you guys probably remember a couple months ago, I had the opportunity to sell and make a lot of money on my condo.
Yep.
And so when I'm looking for houses now, I'm looking right next to right over here by old Lane Smith. So and it's really because it's grown into, like, I don't know, man. Like, I've always felt like we always called each other brother back in the day, just because that's how we felt, you know. And I felt like I believe in my heart I mean, literally spiritually are my brother.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's at this. I feel like a part of this family. Like, my family wants to know how you're doing. They're always checking on each other and stuff. And so, even my dad, we're looking up, you know, different places and stuff, and he was just like, "Well, this is, you know, that's too far from Lane." And I was like, "Dad," I was like, "Wow." I was like, one of my search criteria is that, like, make sure
proximity is
that, like, it's between work, it's here, it's functional, more than anything, because that's, like, amazing, you know, like I want it to be a place that I can call home, that I can just come crash and do my thing. But I also want to be able to, like, home is where you make it, which is kind of a given what is used to that quote, but, like,
home is where the heart is.
So home is where you make it. But, like,
Did you write that?
I think that's actually from Waterboy.
Oh my gosh, that's the.
I think that's. And he says,
my mom always said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you want to see blank naked. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why that came to my mind, but it's a reference in a movie. Go check it out.
He's a beautiful character,
right? So, but no, it is really. So I kind of feel like when I come here, I feel really, really comfortable in things. Yeah. So that project that you're talking about, though, I just want everyone to know that Lane and I are working on a secret project.
Yep.
It is going to be controversial. It is. Yeah. It is. And that's okay. Yeah. And we love all of you guys.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be organic and real. And it's going to be real.
I can't wait to share it.
I can't honestly, either.
I do want to share it, and we want to get it right. So I know there's a lot of build up and hype, and if you listen to the Discord, you know, chats, if you're in on that, you'll know that Ez loves to kind of build a story and build a narrative. So
yeah, you do. You're a storyteller.
That is what I'm working on right now. But it's something that we're gonna enjoy, and it will involve travel. We will be all around the United States.
Yeah. It's called An Unexpected Podcast.
It's called An Unexpected. And it's been going for a year.
We decided on a name.
Yeah, we decided on a name. Right? Yeah. That's funny. So anyways, more to come on that in the future, but really excited.
Yeah.
Glad you brought that up.
Oh, you know, I didn't know if it would be, I think I put it there. Because
it developed. It developed throughout the course of this. And I told you that there are very few people that I trusted with this. And you
said
Goldberry,
you're not one of them.
And I said Lane is not one of the.
What can I do, man?
So no, I've got Lane, Goldberry. I've got a couple other people that I really.
We're starting it soon, too. We're starting it very soon.
We're starting it very, very soon. Yeah. So that's why it's cool. It needed to be said here, so that way when we're ready to introduce it, we can maybe get some support.
Nice little bridge or segue.
Yeah.
Man, a couple of other. I have the Facebook group as well. We've talked about that. Another cool memory was going to see The Fellowship in theaters this past.
Yeah, it was.
Fall? Was in the autumn?
Was that really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was in.
Why do I think that was last year?
October. Because time, man. We're outside of time.
That's crazy, man.
We've entered the Bombadil.
You're right.
Corridor,
that was this year.
The wormhole. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was really cool going with Rocco and Ryan and. Adam.
Yeah,
right?
Adam. Yeah.
Adam, still need to play rugby, Adam.
That's right, man.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hurt you haven't showed up. But that was a blast.
Good time.
I don't know. I think we talked about it ad nauseum, but like seeing it on the big screen again, you pick up stuff that you know, because when you're watching at home, you focus on the same area of the screen even all the time, and seeing it on a different format, you notice new things, you appreciate new things. The sound quality is something else that you're blown away by. So it's always cool to see that in the arena where it was intended to be seen, you know, in a theater, with your friends. It was amazing. Gavin with Goldberry, getting Sarah slowly on the podcast.
Yeah.
Getting her in the book club, and Winnie, you know, having her sit up, and she was just helping. We did a trial run where we were kind of editing stuff, and it was fun to have her sit around in my lap, and she's starting to press buttons and goofing around and just laughing. She sees pictures of herself or us, and she just
she did a better job editing than we do. So
she did. I mean, she's put this together. So Winnie, good job.
Good job.
And then really just to end on, and this is fitting because we're going to do a Bywater post next, is just the Tolkien stories.
Yes.
You know, getting to hear all of your, the ways the different paths that we've all taken to where we are now, and how Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's other works have helped you through times in your life. They've made, had a direct role in who you are today, and the similarities, the differences, but how it unites all of us. Man, it's just like we said every episode, but it's our favorite part of every time we meet is hearing another one of your tales. That's really the reason we did it in the first place. Started this book club is to get people's stories out there and to enjoy them ourselves. Like selfishly, it's our favorite part.
Well, and we also realized pretty quickly too. Because we started off saying we wanted that. That was a cornerstone of the podcast. And then we realized very quickly though that we had people coming in, as I said, from completely different ends. Where people had been reading it since childhood for years. And those who were just starting. Or were influenced by the films or what have you. So it was. Yeah, it's really interesting and very diverse to kind of see where these are coming from and what the age groups that they're coming from, the backgrounds, all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic.
Who got you into it? That's another thing too. Usually it's someone very significant in your life, or you discover it yourself, and you didn't even know it existed. And that's the best part too, isn't it? When you realize this whole world is out there that you didn't know about before. And you just get to adventure. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's it for me, man. There's so many others, but I think we hit on a lot of the major ones.
Yeah, sure. I think the one I want to end on too. So
sorry.
That's so real quick. Just like the Tolkien stories is that we wanted to build up to that.
Yeah,
and then to complement that is this is a part of our Tolkien story.
It's true.
Like you and I and all of you guys listening, this is now a part of this club. We always give it back to you and say, be proud of it and be positive and be, the best book club that we can be, because I'll just say this, in a couple years when writers and actors and people look for a place to come, share their thoughts about the TV series or what have you,
we're here. We've been here,
and we're one of the more positive, really enthusiastic groups out there. So I want you to take pride in that, and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of you guys. So
me too.
It's been really kind of neat, and that's why we share our stories, and that's why it's just something to really
call it fellowship for a reason, don't we?
There you go.
Yeah, we do. We do. As I don't know. I mean, I was thinking maybe. After thinking about all this, maybe it is time.
Is it time?
It's time that we start.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think? You think we should start a podcast? Lord of the Rings podcast?
Yeah.
Gotta get the name just right.
Right.
Just right. What about, I don't know, spiders, webs, and lint rollers?
Yeah, podcast.
Decent?
Yeah.
No.
Did you just come up with that on your own?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty...
the Pockets is podcast.
Pockets is podcast. Yeah. I'm thinking the Chains and Rings podcast. Chains and Ring podcast. I guess there are multiple though, but
Making it with Melkor.
Making it with, dude, you are so good.
Can we do that?
Guys, just so you know, okay, never mind. Not gonna break the wall.
Knocking on the green door.
Knocking on. Wow. Hey now. You're hitting home there. You're really hitting home.
Actually, I didn't even mean for us to do a name game here. We were just going to kind of talk about why this exists.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I think we should talk a little bit.
We've said it's here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
We said that we've made this a part of every episode on purpose.
Right. Yeah. That
because we had to think of alternate names for a while. We always wanted it to be called an Unexpected Podcast, but we weren't always sure it would be able to be called an Unexpected Podcast.
Right.
Even though that's a pretty generic name, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
you could have more than one podcast that was called an Unexpected Podcast.
You could.
Because we also have another name, Talking Tolkien.
Yes, we do.
And that's not original either. Is there anything original under the sun?
Yeah.
I think you could look as far as Tolkien to say no.
Right.
You know, he borrowed from things that he loved and rewrote things that, you know, put his own little twist on tales that had been there forever.
Yeah.
You know, The Man in the Moon.
Right.
Metacelled. You know, I'm just saying.
Well, there's a story, and one day, we're not sure when, but we will tell the story in full.
Yeah.
It will be, I don't know when, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
But there's a reason, and there's a reason for the name game, and I would love to share it with you right now, but I just can't. It's still just too close, you know.
It is. I think, what did we say at 1.5 years?
We're going to tease this for 5 years.
3 years?
Yeah, we'll tease it for 3 years. Okay.
As long as it doesn't get annoying, there's nothing wrong with that.
We're going to keep coming up with names. We have to, because...
I mean, we have to work through your list of names. Their names. Because they've come up with names, too.
That's true. That list is still building, so we got to go back and
man.
look at that.
I mean, I got to start, slide those in, and it's like...
I know.
Thanks for doing my job better than me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it helps, actually.
It does help a lot.
And we need your help to develop the names.
Yeah. That's right.
So it's unexpected.
So we saved a Bywater post for today. It's a pretty special one, pretty cool, and actually we just received something in the real post that goes along with this. There are several emails that we've gotten from this individual. One was just he sent it prematurely, which happens to all of us.
Yeah.
So this is Brian Higgins' Tolkien story. I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and then we'll talk about kind of the cool special thing he did for all of us, really, for the upper community, which is amazing. So Brian writes, as in Lane, first and foremost, I would like to express my thanks for all the amazing work you put into this podcast that has so quickly become a bright spot in my life. Your love for Tolkien's work really resonates in your discussions, and it's easy to see why the upper family has grown so quickly and so close, with now myself being included in that family. Yeah. Great word for it, too, isn't it? Family.
Yep.
I had never really been one to listen to podcasts before, and being honest, I really didn't know what a podcast was up until a couple of months ago, when my military career abruptly sent me to South Korea for a year. Reluctantly, I felt it best to leave my wife and one-year-old daughter behind in Colorado, the White Mountains. And thinking about that now, like that, I can't imagine doing that, Brian. It's amazing that you had the strength, which was by far the most difficult decision of my life. It was around that time in late June when I arrived in Korea that I discovered the podcast app on my phone and began exploring. Since I had just begun another read through of Lord of the Rings, something I do every 3 years or so, I searched for Tolkien podcasts, and there I found a certain podcast with a green door. Knock and come on in, brother. Tea is just on.
Yep.
Or coffee. So I guess it was the beginning to middle of July. I actually started listening, and I've just now nearly caught up as I am about to read, then listen to Farewell to Lorien. So this was obviously sent way in the past. You know, it takes us a while to get through these.
Well, and so what's neat, real quick about Brian's story is that we actually, I can't remember, but I think, so we've got additional stuff from him. We may have actually talked about this back then.
See, and I can't even remember.
So that's been on my list of things to do over break, which is to go track all these down, because we've got, when we say we're snowed under, I am not kidding you, we're snowed under.
And there's no plow in sight.
No, there's none. So we're literally using a shovel. Well, there's no shovel. We're just using our chest and just, pushing.
Boromir and Aragorn style. So, I like that.
But so there's more here from Brian, and it really escalated too with the holidays here. So I wanted
to. So he goes on to say, apologies, I accidentally sent only the first paragraph. Butterburn moment. I can relate. My friend, continuing on, I really just wanted to encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. I know how much you realize the importance of Tolkien's world to all of us. I just hope you realize how important your podcast is to so many. My wife would watch the Lord of the Rings movies with me and enjoyed them, but never read the books, and I couldn't really discuss the intricacies of them the way I wanted to. Maybe someday I'll get her to read them, but I definitely plan on passing along my love of Tolkien's works to my daughter when she is old enough. Which brings me to another aspect of your podcast that I really appreciate, and that is the importance of family that just permeates the discussions. As someone who puts my family first in life, it is so refreshing to hear the same from you guys. On the same token, my deepest condolences for the loss of your sweet Arwen. I have 2 dogs myself, and they are like children to me. Your lament literally had me in tears. Yeah, fighting them back now. I usually listen to you guys at the gym, so it was a good thing I didn't that day. Oh man, isn't laughter such a healing thing too, man? I just envisioning Brian lifting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
So here's Brian's Tolkien story.
Okay.
So my Tolkien story began in 6th grade when I was 10 years old. My English teacher had us do a reading exercise on descriptive language by having us read Tolkien's description of a hobbit from the first chapter of The Hobbit, then have us draw our interpretation of the words. It's a great exercise. That was just enough to pique my interest in this fantastical world, while at the same time I was seeing commercials for the Fellowship all the time, as it was late 2001. So I dove headlong into The Hobbit and finished it just before I saw Fellowship for the first time. I thought Gandalf was dead for sure, as did I. Yeah. Needless to say, I was at the middle school library the next week checking out a copy of The Fellowship of the Ring. For the next year, I made it my goal to finish all 3 Lord of the Rings books before The Two Towers opened in theaters. And when it did, the movie absolutely blew me away and sent me into a full-on obsession. It was a good thing, too, because like most of us, middle school is an extremely difficult time. WWAD. Right? What would Aragorn do? Added on to that, my lifelong friend, a black lab named Lucy, passed away that year while I was in 7th grade. So I needed those books and movies. They got me through a rough time in my life, but more importantly, helped shape me into the person I would become. Now, over 15 years later, I'm faced with the most difficult time of my life, being separated from my wife and child, and once again, Tolkien is there. Chills, bro. But this time, I have new friends to take this journey with, and I will be forever grateful for that. Thanks again, Ez and Lane. You have no idea how much your podcast means to me. Sincerely, Brian Higgins. P.S. I think it's been mentioned on the show before, but an artist named Peter Hollins has an album called Misty Mountains, where him and his wife do acapella covers of songs from Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, including some of the books that have never made it to the films. My favorite of which being Durin's Song. So really, really cool to hear Brian's story, but it didn't stop there. He wanted to do something special for us, and not just you and me, but this entire group, and it's amazing. So I don't know if you want to read this next leg. Would you like to take that?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see if I can
get through it.
Because this is what had me earlier, just like with my head down.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do?
Didn't know what to even say here. So
I don't know
awesome
if I've ever
story,
seen
by
you
the
like
way.
that.
I love his story, and and we went back and forth. I think we actually brought up some of his, we included his comments or something in Gazing in Gladriel's Mirror. So thanks for that response. Being pretty reserved most of the time, I normally am not one to post on threads or really get involved in social media. So yeah, that's probably why seeing my name pop up was a bit of a surprise. But with you guys and the rest of the uppers, I truly feel like I can share my thoughts about what we're reading or how I interpret it, and maybe how it relates to my life. And I know I can share these thoughts without any reservations or self-consciousness. And you know what? That right there, my friend, is we watch the group, and when we first started, we were there's some nervousness. Like we want people to feel that kind of comfort. Yeah, that you can share these things. To come in from all different levels and different experience levels. Be hobbits, be wizened elves, wizards, whatever. And really enjoy it. So that means a lot to me to hear that. So yeah, it does. This group really is an anomaly in today's world, and is such a breath of fresh air in a really difficult time in my life. So hopefully you'll be seeing my name more often popping up in the group. To show my appreciation for you guys in the group, I wanted to do something for you. I mentioned before in my Bywater Post email that I serve in the military, and I'm currently serving a 1-year tour away from my wife and daughter in South Korea, but I didn't really mention what I do. I don't know. I guess I'm shy or something. See above, right? But I've been blessed with the privilege of living my dream job, flying an A-10. An A-10 Warthog, an attack aircraft I've dreamed of flying since being a little kid.
Yeah,
and this is I don't know,
killer, huh? I mean,
it's awesome, man. Yeah. This is cool. I've been in the jet for about 4 years now, including deployed to Turkey, flying combat missions in Iraq and Syria. Wow, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
While we were over there, lots of people would send us American flags for us for us to bring with us in the jet for our combat missions, and we would send them back to them. Also, we would fly our own flags for family and for friends and send them back stateside. So, though we've not been in combat over here, thank God, we still stick to the tradition and often fly flags during our training missions. So this is kind of cool. I didn't know this was even really
I didn't either until
a thing. So this has been enlightening. So what I would like to do is dedicate a flag for you guys in the uppers, fly it with a training mission, and afterwards mail it to you in the Shire, Amanda. Before I do it, though, I had a few questions. Did we read all this right? Should we read all this? Skip down here. Yeah, so he just kind of said he was asking about the address.
What kind of flag we'd want.
Yeah.
Flown, incredibly thoughtful and wanted. I mean, it was just crazy. He was like, a tree of Gondor flag. The flag of Rohan. What do you? I mean, just being totally accommodating. What would you guys like? What would you like to hang up later on?
What would you want me to fly?
Right.
Like it's just insane.
I think what we said to Brian was, man, whatever. I said, we'll take a scrap of paper that you fly.
Gosh,
it's something that you're dedicating to us and our book club and our community. Whatever you can send us, we will hang proudly. Yeah.
So anyway, so he ends up ordering the flag and actually did this.
So we got it in the mail this week. And there was actually a handwritten letter as well that I'll go ahead and read.
Yeah.
As in Lane, I've already expressed in words my gratitude for you guys and your podcast and my Bywater Post emails, which we just read. But I thought it was about time I did something unique for you. Lane's already tracking this, but I decided to show my appreciation in the fighter pilot fashion. On December 10th, I took 2 flags in the cockpit with me as I flew 2 training missions over South Korea. One is an American flag, similar to many I've flown for friends and loved ones when I was deployed. The second flag is something special for you guys, a blue Gondorian banner representing where I'm living. A country living its day-to-day life, but always in the shadow of a great threat. Not much of a stretch to say I feel like Rangers over here, always keeping a watchful eye on our dangerous neighbor. Anyway, I hope this conveys to you how much of a blessing your podcast has been to me over here, and I hope you can read my handwriting. But you asked for handwritten notes in your last episode, just saying. So it's excellent handwriting, Brian. Pilsung and Godspeed, Brian. So then he, sent us that handwritten letter, sent us a picture of his bird, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And, it's just even, I don't know, it's crazy. 25th Fighter Squadron, the Assam Dragons, and it's dragons spelled like Baggins.
Yeah.
Which is also, I don't know if that was intentional, but that's really cool. Let it be known this American flag was flown in the skies over or above the Korean Peninsula in a Warthog from Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea, for Lane, Sarah, and the uppers. Flown by Captain Brian Biff Higgins. He's got his location there and the date, and his call sign is Dragon 03. But it's just amazing to think that this thing, because I think we had a conversation and he was talking about it's like he flies an eagle. He's on Gwahir, keeping watch over a country that is under threat all the time,
dude,
all the time. So here it is, the big banner.
Man, that is just so awesome, and
means the world to us. The American flag folded here as well, right, which is beautiful. And I told Brian, I said, when that studio gets built, it's one of the first things we'll put up along with everyone else's tokens they've sent us, and we'll stay there forever, which is pretty amazing. It's a cool, I don't know, visual reminder of what we've all accomplished as a book club and friendship. So wanted to share it, special. And thank you, Brian, for that. Thank you. It's amazing.
Dude, I don't have words.
What do you say? What do you say?
I don't have words. I think back to, you know, our author.
And it's something you do for family and friends.
That exactly.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that is such a cool tradition. That is such a cool thing. And for him to think about that and to think about us, you know, on those missions, man, those are not anything to take, you know, lightly. I mean,
No.
I have a lot of various friends and family who are in the military, and like, you know, just hearing about, there's a lot going on over there too, and it is a dangerous place, and it's sort of like, I don't know, man, it just means the world to me. I honestly, that was just completely blown away by that, and never ever thought that something like that would happen, you know. And to us with our book club, that our reach would go that far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we'd have people listening to us in South Korea and stuff. It's just it's unreal.
Yeah,
it's unreal. And so that's such a interesting thing. It makes me think of, you know, like, I don't know, man, like our author, you know, his influences, like, just, I don't know it.
Yeah.
I am literally at a loss for words. I know. Thank you is
hurts my head to even think
kind
about.
of an understatement there, but I really, it's such a cool thing and such an awesome gesture, and it's why we have to build that studio. It's why we have to get this set up, and we have to keep doing a long expected party.
Keep going. It's the honor is all ours. I think Brian at one point said it would be an honor for me to do this, and the honor is ours, dude. We're flattered, we're humbled, and by everything you guys do for us, by your conversation every week, by you writing reviews, by you reaching out to us in quiet ways and saying, thank you for you know, making this community available to everyone, and thank you guys. I mean, like, it's not. This is I don't know. I know we say it all the time, and I'm sure people will get sick of it, but it's not pandering. it's true gratitude, and we're so thankful for you guys. And if I don't know, we would still do this if it was just a party of two, but it's only made better because of all of you becoming a part of this fellowship. It only makes the conversation greater and more diverse. Yeah. And
but it takes that. It does take like this diversity that we have is what has made it so great. Yeah. You know, and you have those, what I call like your silent listeners, who every once in a while we hear from. Yeah. And so Brian feels like one of those people, you know. Yep. And we have those all the time, though, guys. I wish we could share like a lot of the different communications that we get, because we get people who are willing to do things for other people in the group that no one knows about. Yeah. That they don't want you to know about, and that they just want to do anonymously, and they want to take care of people, and they want to help people. Yeah. And so just know there's that is going on, and that we appreciate those people. And although we've, you know, made commitments to not maybe, you know, share all of those different things, but it's just such a good thing that people are doing, and they're looking after one another, and it's takes everybody, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's moving, dude. It's what the story's all about. So that's all I got, bud. It was a great look back. It's not weekly well wishes. I think we're releasing another episode in a couple of days, so just hang on tight for 3 or 4 days, and we'll be back into the reread. I think we're heading to some marshes, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm kind of lost, and like I think
that's a lot like Frodo and Sam, honestly. So
that is. We're recording out of order here, and we have no idea what's going on.
And it's even during the day. This is not normal either.
There's cameras on. Ez is totally flustered,
sweating through the tips of your hair.
So great.
But thank you for taking this journey with us. If you want to reach out to us again, you know where to hit us up. And well, I guess maybe if people are watching for the first time, they might not.
Yeah. So I mean,
you have that memorized.
Yeah. So just hit us up. At anunexpectedpod@gmail.com. All of your we want all the Bywater post stories to go there, because I can keep better track of those. We have that log going on. If you are willing, we have coming up in January. I did want to mention our Kickstarter that we have that we're starting. It's all or nothing. We either get it or we don't, which is fine. It's just going to help us kind of get the studio done before
and quickly.
Get it done. Basically get it done quickly, so we can start decking it out and getting it ready for you guys to sort of see and enjoy. We're thinking about doing more video stuff there as well. Your dad recommended that, maybe once a month or something. We've got some other cool things that we're working on for our Patreon stuff. We've got just a lot of cool things that are coming. I don't want to spoil all of that yet, but this being the anniversary episode, we've really thought about what can we do to take things to the next level?
Yeah.
Where are we going? What's happening? And it's exciting. So I'm really looking forward to 2019 and just spending more time with you guys and getting to know you more and getting to know more about these characters, Tolkien's work, and So.
Check us out on Instagram, Up Talking Tolkien, on Twitter by the same name.
Yep.
Join the Facebook group.
Please join the Facebook group.
Yeah, get involved in that conversation. And indulge with your fellow uppers. We'll see you guys in a couple days, and remember, Frodo lives. Hey uppers, still not full? Need a second breakfast? Jump on over to Patreon. We got a lot of extra content there for you. Chapters of the appendices, a travel pod where Ez and I venture through Middle Earth, New Zealand, virtually, and yeah. Winnie, you got anything to say? Silence is golden, and so is the ring. Remember, Frodo lives.
What was I going to say? Hello, friends. I'm Ez from... Is this in my face? I need complete silence, please. Okay. Hey, thanks for stopping here at our Kickstarter project thing. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by here at Kickstarter. I'm Ez. Yeah, that was good. Right. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Kickstarter here. We are trying to give Lane and Goldberry their dining room back, and we are with this ambition to build a studio out in the garage. I got to start over. Hey, friends, thanks for stopping.
Hello, friends. That's what you would say.
Hello, friends. I felt like Billy Boyd there for a second where he was doing the whole... We are trying to give Lane and Goldberry their dining room back, as you noticed in the previous video. Why? It might not be the previous video. Fudge. Okay, 1 second here. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I know. Dude, this is so great. Okay. Hello, friends. Thanks for... we're trying to give Lane and Goldberry back their dining room. Give back their dining room? We're trying to give their dining room back. Doesn't matter. It's fine either way. Oh, yeah. All right, fine. Wait, which way is it? Okay. We're kickstarting this. We're glad that you're here. We're hoping... This has been nuts. I love this. I love this. Thanks for stopping by. Please, if you feel obliged, please support us here on Kickstarter. Feel obliged. Feel obliged. I don't even know what that... Like, we'll cut that out if you feel obliged. It's such a struggle. Last time, doing the whole thing again, one more time. One of the perks is going to be that we're going to... I've lost my train of thought. Gosh, dang it. Hello, friends. All right. We need your help and support. Pick over... Pick up right there. Can I? It's cooler when it's one take, man. Think so? Yeah. Hello, friends. I'm Ez from an unexpected pot. We're featuring various. I have no idea. I'm just busting balls. It's great. Solid. I'm gonna do another one. Yeah. Last one. Hello, friends. I'm Ez from an Unexpected Podcast. Thanks for stopping by our Kickstarter project. We are building a studio. We need a permanent home for the podcast.